It's just gone lunchtime. This is All Angles here on eNCA. Good afternoon. I'm Masekhora Tlacha. It is that time of the day when we give you an update on how far some of the stories we've been following for you on channel today have advanced. Here's your lunchtime update. Our reporters are out and about bringing you the latest on today's top stories. I am joined by Manqoba Mkhunu in Pretoria, Slindelo Masigane is in Johannesburg, and Bafedile Moerane is in Kabalatsane in the northwest. All right, Manqoba, let me start with you. Of course, the Senzo Meyiwa trial adjourning until 2 o'clock today. This having to do with a recording of a full confession from accused number 2, that is Bongani Ntanzi. Can you tell us more about this adjournment? Was it at the request of the defense?
Well, certainly, Masejo, and the bone of contention is around this particular recording. You recall that yesterday we've got to hear about the recording of that alleged confession that had taken place on the 24th of June in 2020. And this came out during the evidence in chief of Vivian Cronje, who is a magistrate that had then sat and took down that particular confession. And she told the court of this recording. We understand that this recording is about 3 hours long, and yesterday we recall that actually the defense had asked for time to be able to listen to this recording, but this morning we got to hear from the state, which initially had indicated that they're not going to be using this recording or asking that it be admitted as evidence in court. They actually made a U-turn as far as this is concerned, saying that they'll now want this particular recording to be admitted as evidence in court. And of course the defense then indicated that they needed more time for them to be able to then listen to this recording. They say that they had then not listened to it, given that the state had indicated that they were not going to use it. And they actually also asked to be afforded an opportunity to be able to listen to this particular confession in the presence of the accused. They then asked for more time to be able to do so. So the recording is about 3 hours long, hence the long adjournment from 11 o'clock. The matter is expected to resume back again at 2 o'clock. But perhaps let's take a listen to what the state had to say when it made its submissions to court.
The state initially indicated that it will not use the recording, my lord.
Yes.
But yesterday we all had the opportunity to listen to the recording. And my lord, having listened to the recording of the deposition of the confession, and after having compared it to Exhibit JJ, the performer, there are naturally, Exhibit JJ would never contain a verbatim recording of what was said. And after having compared the recording to Exhibit JJ, the performer, there are certain aspects that are not contained in Exhibit JJ which appear in the recording, which in our submission are important to determine whether the statement in question was made voluntarily.
Quite interesting, that trial within a trial, Manqoba. But Sli, let me come to you. Food safety remains a major concern for the South African consumer. This after children succumbed to food poisoning in Soweto and in the West Rand. Is anything being done to ensure that the food being sold by street vendors and spaza shop is fit for consumption, human consumption?
In the West Rand, is anything being done to ensure that the food being sold by street vendors and spaza shop is fit for consumption, human consumption?
Well, that's why we're out here to find out exactly what are the measures that authorities are taking in order to ensure that there is some kind of inspections taking place in communities where we are seeing the mushrooming of what we of course know as spaza shops. And you would remember that 2 weeks ago we saw what happened with 2 children in Naledi here in Soweto, where they had consumed what is believed to have have been poisonous biscuits and unfortunately lost their lives in the process. And this morning we've been speaking to authorities from the police to the National Consumer Commission to just get a sense as to what exactly is being done. Where we are right now, Masego, is we are in Deep Kloof, where we have Operation Dudula that is actually in essence taking matters into their own hands. They're saying that they're not going to wait for law enforcement officials, for government officials to do something about this issue of the mushrooming spaza shops that are selling goods which are said to be expired. Some don't have dates. Some are said to be, fake goods that are manufactured in warehouses as far as Krugersdorp. And in front of you, what you're seeing right now is a community, in fact, of some are foreign nationals who here in Deep Kloof have actually closed down their spaza shops in this particular area where we are because Dudula is conducting inspections. And as soon as they saw the Dudula officials in their area, many of the spaza shops on this road actually began to close. You can see one just in front of you here where they've also closed their doors. However, if you look in front of you, we do have Dudula. I'm going to ask Nuku to just walk with me. We do have Dudula officials who are actually still trying to get access into this particular spaza shop to inspect the goods. One of the spaza shops we actually have been into, many of the goods were actually okay, but a number of them had actually, we found cockroaches inside of them. Some didn't have expiry dates. Some of the maize meal didn't have expiry dates. And we've also had an opportunity to speak to the National Consumer Commission this morning that said that, the responsibility of these inspections does lie, of course, with municipalities, but also inspectors to ensure that they are doing this process of inspecting these spaza shops and the foods that they sell on a regular basis. So you can see now that Dudula officials are inside the spaza shop and they are looking at the expiry dates of the food and trying to get a sense as to whether the food that's being sold is legitimate. And we've also been hearing from the community members here that, we know that these spaza shops are operating inside the properties of South Africans, and that is where it begins. And the assertion here, Masego, is that if the South Africans who are allowing these spaza shops to be built inside their yards, if they are also not taking responsibility, then they could also face consequences in terms of the wrath of community members trying to get rid of these spaza shops. The sentiments that I've been hearing today are that these spaza shops need to be closed and that communities are sick and tired of these spaza shops and the fact that many of them are selling food that is expired or food that simply should not be consumed. But let's just take a listen to what some of the officials, or one of the officials rather, from the National Consumer Commission had to say this morning.
It is quite bad. I think as we pick it up, as we monitor the markets, we do pick up that there is actually a wide problem with regard to the unsafe products being sold in the markets. So our observation as the Commission, as we work together with the Department of Health and environmental health practitioners, we do pick up that a lot of products in the market have the potential of being unsafe because of the way that people and the markets or the shops do not follow the health protocols, as well as ensuring that they sell the goods that consumers expect in the markets.
All right, let's go to this story now that we've been covering all week. Residents of Kabal have been protesting over a lack of water for several days now. This is where we find my colleague Bafedile. There was very little ability to access the area yesterday as residents had barricaded roads with burning tires, rocks and other debris. How's it looking on the ground today?
Well, Masejo, this morning, the situation when we arrived here, it was much better compared to what we attested yesterday, because we have seen a high police contingent being deployed. But we are seeing residents on the ground having to say that enough is enough. They are still calling on the provincial government and also the local municipality, which is Madibeng local municipality, to come and descend down to engage them on the issue of water. As we are here now, they are blockading the road, having to disturb traffic. You can see there on the picture, we're seeing the stones and also some remnants of burning tires. We have seen high police visibility also this morning, but at this point they have moved to other sides or other parts of the village because the residents have vowed to run this place ungovernable. You can see the cars are being returned to say that nobody is going to be allowed to pass through if the municipality does not descend down to hear the issues of water. They say since the dawn of democracy in 1994, they have not had reliable water from their taps. Hence, they are saying that now they are taking matters to the streets. They want government officials to take the responsibility. Among others, that is really frustrating them is that the municipality had returned 146 million to the national treasury while they are still struggling on the ground. Earlier on, we spoke to the community leader, Sam Riba. Let us listen to what he said to us, Masejo.
The community is regrouping, and then we are still moving forward with our picket. So we've been advised that, guys, come and get your Section 4. Now that they're seeing that we are picketing, they're saying, come and get your Section 4. But we are saying, no, we are not coming out of the wards to the municipality to deliver our memorandum or to get the Section 4. We are saying to them that they must come here to get our memorandum from here, like they promised yesterday that they're coming. So we are still saying that they must stick to their promise. We are still waiting here, continuing with our picket.
All right, that was your eNCA lunchtime update from all angles. We had reporters Bafedile Moerani, Slindelo Masigani and Mangoba Mkunu.